Hello everyone, I am Surbhi from B.Ed batch 2023-25 of Army Institute of Education. Today I am going to conduct a class. Before going to start, please sit with a notebook or a pen so we can do an activity. Okay, let's start. So as you all can see a picture behind me, a picture on the screen. What you have to do, you have to see the picture carefully and write all the things that you can see in this picture. So what I can see a chameleon, an owl, mountain, so many plants. What are these plants? These plants are cactus, a squirrel, a rat, a snake, a grasshopper, an eagle, a bird, another owl, mountains and everything. Okay, so match the things I saw in this picture that you note down right in your notebook. Okay, with this picture, what place comes in your mind? Where all these things can be found? Yes, this is desert. So student, today we will going to learn about desert in the chapter Life in the Desert. It is a class 7 geography chapter in which we will going to learn about what are deserts, type of deserts, what temperatures is there in the deserts, peoples, what kind of peoples are there and everything related to deserts. Okay, let's start. Before going to start, it is necessary to understand what desert is. Okay, so first we will learn what is desert. Desert is an arid region. An arid region characterized by extremely high or low temperature and has scarce vegetation. As you can see, the desert is an arid region. What is arid region? Arid means dry and region means area. So with this line we can understand that desert is a dry area, characterized by extremely high or low temperature. That means deserts have extremely high and low temperature and has scarce vegetation. Scarce means hard to find. That means those things that are limited in quantity and hard to find. We can't access very quickly to them. Vegetation means all the plantations and all the greeneries that we can see in our surroundings, that is called vegetation. So we can understand from this definition is that desert is a dry area that has extremely high and low temperature and has a limited amount of vegetation and plants. Next is types of deserts. And everything has their types, their subparts. Same with the desert. Desert has their types. So basically there is two types of deserts. First one is cold desert. It looks like this. And second is hot desert. It looks like this. So cold desert. In today's class we will discuss about cold desert and next class we will discuss about hot desert. So cold desert. This is the image of cold desert. As name suggested, cold, it means there is a cold temperature, cold climate. As you can see the picture, everywhere there is snow. There is snow. As you can see the picture, there is snow. So is there only snow? Is there no sand? No students? There is sand, but sand is covered with the snow. So cold desert. First, it refers to desert with extremely cold climate. As I told you, it's as name suggested, cold desert. There is extremely cold climate. It has sand, ice or snow covered in land. As I already told you, it has sand, it has land, but the sand and land is covered with the snow. Next is, it is generally appears grey. Because of huge amount of snow, it appears grey. Next is rainfall is high. If there is so much of rainfall, so much of moisture, less amount of sunlight is there, evaporation can't take place. So the temperature will be cold or temperature will be low. So there will be cold. There is cold. So there is rainfall is high. Temperature and evaporation of the desert are low, as I already told you, because of the high rainfall, low amount of sunlight, the evaporation is in the less amount or low. So because of the evaporation is low, the temperature is automatically low. Polar bear and deers can survive. Those animals, plant animals that have the habitat of live in the cold climate, that only survive in the cold end. And those are polar bears and deers. Next we will discuss about cold desert. The India's cold desert is Ladakh. Okay, so Ladakh is a cold desert. This is the image of Ladakh that is covered with snow. The mountains is covered with snow. The land is freezing. And this is the another picture. These are the camels that found in the Ladakh. So yes, Ladakh is the cold desert in India. As I already told you, Ladakh. In India there is a one cold desert, that is Ladakh. It lies in the Great Himalayas on the eastern side of Jammu and Kashmir. Where this cold desert found, the Ladakh is found in the Himalayas. It lies in the Great Himalayas and eastern side, Jammu Kashmir. So eastern side of Jammu Kashmir. It has mighty Karakoram range in the north, and in the south it is bound by Janskar mountains. So student, that means it's north. This is the Ladakh. In its north there is Karakoram range, and in its south there is Janskar range. As you can see, it is between the Karakoram and Janskar. Okay. Next one is, several rivers flow through Ladakh, but the most important one is Indus. There are so many rivers, as you know, flow from the Himalayas, comes from the Himalayas. Same as the Ladakh has so many rivers, but the main river is Ladakh that flow from the main river is Indus that flow from the Ladakh. Next one is climate. As I told you, we will understand now we will understand what type of climate is there in the Ladakh, the cold desert, India's cold desert. So here is climate of Ladakh is always freezing cold and dry for the most of the year. The most of the year, the climate of the Ladakh, as name suggested, cold desert, the climate is cold, freezing cold and dry. Means as you whenever you see the snow in your freezer, there is, it's not wet, it's dry. When you touch it, it's dry. There is no, it's not wet. So freezing cold. There is a freezing cold. If there is anything in the open in Ladakh, it can be freezed. Next one is, the air is so thin that you can feel the sun's heat instantly. If there any time when there is sun, the air is so thin, so whenever there is sun, the sun's light, immediately you can feel the sun's heat, sunlight. Next one is, in summers the temperature during the day is just above 0 degree. In the summers, during the day, it's above 0 degree above 0 degree in the day, and in the night time it's below minus degree. The temperature goes below minus degree in the night time, and at the daytime it is below above 0 degree when in the summers. And in the winters the temperature remains as low as minus 40 degree most of the time. In winter the temperature of the Ladakh remains below minus 40 degree when in winters most of the time. Next we will learn about the flora and fauna. What types of plants and animals are there? So flora, first we will discuss about plants. Trees of fruits such as apples, apricots and walnuts bloom found there. In Ladakh, those plants that can survive in the cold temperature, that produce fruits in cold temperature, cold climate, those plants found there. This is the pictures, so you can easily identify what type of fruits can be there. This is the image of apples, apricots, and this is walnut. Now fauna. Fauna are the birds and animals that found there. So several species of birds such as robins, red star, Tibetan snowcock are common. What type of birds found there? Red stars, robins and Tibetan snowcocks. The animals included, what type of animals are there? Wild goats, wild sheep, yak and special kind of ducks. Here is some pictures of, this is the picture of robin and the bird that found in the Ladakh, and this is the picture of yak. So what about others? This is our homework to identify the other birds and animals picture that are found in the Ladakh. So next is people. If there is animals, there is plants, there is birds, there is fruits and climate and everything, of course there will be a life. There is life, so of course there will be peoples will be there, of course. So now we will discuss about peoples. What kind of peoples are there? Peoples of Ladakh. You would mostly find Muslims or Buddhists here. What types of peoples are there? There are Muslims and Buddhists mostly. And other kind of peoples also are there. But mostly what peoples are there? What Muslims and Buddhists. These kinds of people are there. Ladakh is blessed with many Buddhist monasteries. What are monasteries? Monasteries are the place where we worship, we work, we find peace. Okay, there are many monasteries found there, and some of the famous monasteries are Hemis, Thikse, She and Lama Yuru. These are the famous monasteries that found in Ladakh, cold desert, Ladakh in India. And the last is, the people of this region resemble the people of Tibet and Central Asia. By seeing these pictures, you can identify that these peoples look similar to peoples like Tibet and Central Asia. Look at this picture carefully. From this picture you can also see the dressing, the traditional dress they wear in the Ladakh. These are the pictures, and this looks similar to the people of Tibet and Central Asia. So student, yes. So that's for today. We will discuss about the hot desert in our next class. Now I have one activity for you. As when I was child, I found very difficult to draw a picture of camel, and these are the easy steps that I find. So what if you found difficulty in the drawing of camel? So you can do this from it. Okay class, thank you.